Tell me about some of the work that you do against human trafficking.
Yes, as you said, I am director of what's called USISB, which is United States Investigative Services Bureau. It's under the Brian Callis Foundation, and we support saving lost kids for that deals with the direct human trafficking. What we do, of course, is provide jobs for the security agents, as I call them, as we are highly trained. I don't, I wanted to have more capable cards, not just the typical everyday Joe security guard that we see the sloppy Joe security guard as I call them, and I want us to be very professional, and that's why I call them agents and have the hierarchy of what they could do. There's chances where they can grow and get higher positions as their certifications are higher. But the main thing, which is the baseline certification, they have to pass the FBI shooting qual. That's a requirement, which is a lot higher than the state requirement for security guards. And so that's what's going to stand off from the rest. And we are also with my deputy director, who's also head of training that I've placed, is doing the federal protective services training. It's going to do a lot of other training. It's going to be quarterly qualifications that they have to maintain as well. And we're very serious with training and very serious with professionalism within the security company. And for those who want to volunteer to go rescue the girls up to age 17, they have to be executive security agents. As we go over to, asked have to do that certification with Sam Hines, and they have to know how to transport, you know, individuals, or as we call them, dignitaries, or with the detail leaders and everything like that, and do it safely while you're being aware of your surroundings. Rescuing the girls, we don't try to be in a shootout with the sex traffickers, but we try to see when's the best time to safely walk them off and away from their sex trafficking folks. And so whenever we see the best time, we just walk them off, and it works really well, very peaceful, while the others would look and keep eyes on, the sex traffickers to make sure that they do not try to start a gunfight, because that's the last thing we want is to have a gunfight.
Yeah.
Of course, if we have to, the agents are highly trained to not only protect the child, but to get out of that situation as fast as possible and to stop the threat if necessary. And so they want, we have a low rate of anyone doing any kind of stray bullets or anything like that, because of the type of training we put them through and the high stress that we do. And of course, some of that, is good, does reflect you as well, Mr. Mikos, from the training that you've done with us, because we really enjoy you. But yes, it's a big problem. It's a bigger problem than what people realize out in the public. And here in the Memphis area, it's humongous. You don't see or hear about it. There was an attempted kidnapping or sex trafficking actually a few days ago, but there's a lot of it that goes on that does not make the news. And so we really try to get folks out, especially with, get the word out, especially through our prevention program. Because with sex trafficking, we have three programs underneath Saving Lost Kids. And if you want to look at the website, it's savinglostkids.org. And first part of that is prevention, where we do the training to teach young girls and boys what to do to prevent themselves from being sex trafficked. Then we have the recovery, which what I just discussed about the security company being involved with that, where they come and volunteer to go out and rescue the child. Which, by the way, we were part of rescuing 11 children last year, which is really good to be a part
Wow.
of that. Um, Law enforcement is liking this as well, as we've been trying to establish some things with them, and they were really liking the part that we are actually licensed security company, because there's a lot of different entities out there across the country that do the same thing, rescuing children from sex trafficking, but they're doing it as a private group, but we decide to go ahead and make it as an official security company, and that way we can have, a contract, charge the parent for $1 and have an actual contract to go and rescue the child. So we have the legalities covered with that. And that's the recovery side. Then there's a rehabilitation side. Once a child has been rescued, they're mentally still in that sex trafficking mode. So we have to go and give them the counseling and the services. And it actually involves churches as well, asking them to pray for the child as well while they're going through rehabilitation so that they can fully be recovered from sex trafficking. As we recover them physically, we got to recover them mentally and spiritually as well, so that they could be totally apart from that and not wind up back in the hands of their sex trafficker. Because that does happen a lot. And when we talk to one of the law enforcement agencies, that was one of the problems that they had. Once they recovered a child, they wind up back out there. So we're glad that we have, the foundation set to where we know to go ahead and have the child go through rehabilitation while the executive security agents are still watching over the child, making sure the child is still safe. Because once we recover the children, that's recovering somebody's moneymaker. And so you have to be careful and aware of your surroundings when we do that. And that's one of the things that we, make sure that is taken care of. So there's a lot of underground railroad work going on to keep the children, safe until we can really get them back fully out of sex trafficking and into their parents' hands as a normal child, and then still give them the tools to be aware of their surroundings and how to not be another victim of sex trafficking. So it is a big job. It does take a large village to do, and it can't just be individuals doing this. You really need a large team to do this, and that's what we've been doing and growing and really trying to have everybody come together, because we're not trying to make someone like law enforcement or whoever, not try to make them look bad. It's all about rescuing the children. That's all about, we don't care about the glory or anything like that. Our glory is that the child is fully recovered and back with their parents, and they can go to school and have no problems or anything like that. So that's where we take happiness in that they have been fully recovered. So I'm grateful that we can do that we're able to have the tools to do it, have the team to do it with, and then of course are open to anyone else who has a desire to help out. Because they can definitely contact us too if they really want to help out with that, because it's a lot of room, a lot of things that needs to be done, and a lot of work to do that. So yeah, definitely can do that. We do
That sounds
appreciate.
incredible.
Yes, it's yeah, it is a big thing, and then we're starting to actually go into Mississippi as well. As God has been trying to open doors, as we was going to try to do it one at a time, but He's kind of opened multiple doors at the same time. So
Yeah.
definitely, because the help is greatly needed, and working on for us to have our proper licenses in Mississippi and Arkansas, so we can handle the tri-state area. Eventually, if we have to, because we have gone to Kentucky and other states to rescue children, so that has happened. So we definitely want to make sure we have our licenses to do that as well. So we definitely going to, it's going to be a cost, of course, when dealing with a business, but it is worth it as far as rescuing the children and being there for the children. Definitely worth it.
How
Definitely worth it.
can how can our viewers and listeners, what can we do to help? Like, is there like a website to donate, or
Yes, there's savinglostkids.org, and that's savinglostkids with an S.org, or you can go to usisb.org. Either one of those two, there's the phone numbers there. You can donate. If you want to get involved, there's links there that you can reach out. And then for if you want to send email, there's protect, the word protect at usisb.org. That email comes to us, USISB, if you're interested in the security company and want to do, things like that. And so, yeah, so we're really trying to cover all that. And we are actually starting to get a private investigative division as well. So where we actually can do more research through, PI license and be able to do that too. So we're really focusing, thanking God every step of the way to get everything correct and get everything right, and having the people already in place who has the heart and the willingness to do it. So do thank God for that. But yes, there's websites, and yes, we are open arms for anyone who wants to volunteer. Definitely need volunteers. Open arms to those who are willing to want to come onto the security company and who are willing to do the training. It's a lot of work. It's not just, like I said, it's not everyday security company. No, this is, we're highly trained, and we want everyone who wants to come on to be highly trained, and you have to be willing to invest into yourself as well, and practice. I mean, that, Mr. Memphis Beach, as you tell your students too. Hey, you got to practice. You got to want it. If you want a really good, you want to start carrying a handgun, because it's highly important to train. You can't just have a handgun like it's going to do it for you. It'll be on your side in your holster, and that's all it's going to be. You don't know how to use it, it's not going to work for you. You got to work it yourself correctly and consistently. So, but yes, but that's where they can reach us. That's where we definitely need the help. Yes, we definitely need any resources that one is willing to donate or give, or any talents that one wants to come and to contribute. The door is open, and yeah, we definitely do that. Of course, as we bring people in who wants to contribute their time or talent, of course, we do background checks. We want to make sure everyone is legitimate, and everyone is okay, because you're dealing with children. So we're definitely doing that. And now, of course, we've already been doing the training for being around individuals being sex trafficked, but now it is a state law as of the first of this year that is mandatory to do training, and it's already mandatory in Mississippi as well. So that you will be trained on how to handle those who have been sex trafficking as well. So we're not going to just throw you out there and just say, "Okay, go do it." No, we work as teams, and we work as leading by example as well. We don't just try to throw you out there. So yes, a lot of work that has to be done, and a lot of help that's needed.
Yeah.
It is a big thing. It is a big thing.